Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Pony Palomino World Series. I think this is game 15. We were 13 yesterday when we were wrapping up, and so 14 this morning, 15 now, between Youngstown, Ohio, and Brownsville, Texas. Here at Veterans Field, Laredo, Texas. And this afternoon, starting off the game with us, I have my trusty sidekick, former city manager Jesus Olivares, who's given up his chair for just a moment so that we could have the coach of the Caribbean Zone champions, Emmanuel Rosario, join us and talk about baseball as we watch this game, the beginning couple innings of the Youngstown, Ohio, Brownsville game. And so, Emmanuel, bienvenidos. Gracias por acompañarnos hoy aquí en el juego. There's a line shot to left field, number 12, T. Camaraderie, knocking that solid line out to left. We've got one out here in the top of the first.
Third baseman, number 10, Gavin Miller.
Gavin Miller coming to the plate with C. Garcia pitching for Brownsville. Coach Rosario, bienvenido. Thank you for being here with us, and wanted to ask you a little bit about your tournament experience. How was your stay in Laredo, Texas first? Did you enjoy coming here to play baseball?
Yeah, it's my second time here in Laredo. The experience is pretty good. It's amazing.
Your team did really, really well, losing in a heartbreaker 8-6 here to Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, and ending your tournament run. Your team showed a lot of discipline, a lot of effort, and just phenomenal players. Tell me about how you guys train your players. And I was talking to your friend Ingrid, who was helping us with the numbers and the names, and she tells me you all have an academy, a school, just for baseball there in Dorado.
Yeah, we got El Shaddai Christian Academy. We got the 70% of our players study there with us. So we train Monday to Thursday, and we play in every weekends.
Y la escuela enseña todos los temas, no nomás béisbol, ¿verdad? Es una escuela completa.
Una escuela completa en cual estudia.
Oh, and we've got a hit batter there, Gavin Miller taking one in the back. C. Garcia, ball getting away from him, so we have runners on first and second. Coach Rosario, so you have a school that teaches English, math, sciences, but it also focuses on baseball. And you've got a great program. You could see the talent in your team.
Fourth, right fielder.
From what ages to what or what grades do you have those students?
Well, we start in the elementary school, kinder through senior high school. So we split the guys, and they practice in the morning, the high school guys, and the other start in the afternoon after they study in the morning.
There you go. Okay, so you've got them all the way through high school. And who was the youngest player on your team this year coming with you for the Palomino team?
Well, one of the younger is Yael Fonseca, the guy who hit the home run.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So he's a talent player, can play different part of the field.
Get this a little closer there.
And the pitcher who started today, Yafet Martinez, really good ram action, great speed, and hopefully they can come next year.
Pero como son jóvenes, o sea, tienen 16 o 17.
16 y 17 años.
16 y 17. Van a regresar el año que entra, ¿verdad?
Dios por delante, si tenemos que ganar obviamente en Puerto Rico. Luego
Claro
de
que
eso,
sí.
pues estamos listos para venir acá a Laredo nuevamente.
Dime un poco tocante lo que es la zona Caribe y los equipos que ustedes jugaron en contra, y qué tipo de talento se ve en la zona que ves allá en el Caribe.
Mira, algo bien variado. Como conocemos, sigue las redes sociales, todo el mundo quiere hacer diferentes tipos de actividades. En Puerto Rico ha bajado un poquito la merma de los jugadores, ya que todo el mundo quiere cantar, quiere hacer diferentes cosas. Sí, se respeta.
Sí, no, claro, claro.
Pero dentro de las personas que están también desarrollando a los muchachos, o sea, es un cambio bien drástico, bien grande, pero lo que estamos trabajando, estamos tratando de hacer lo mejor para mantener el deporte vivo en Puerto Rico.
Así es, y, ¿no? Y felicidades en lo que han hecho. Se ve el talento, se ve la disciplina, se ve el entrenamiento que les estás llevando con tu equipo hoy que jugaron esta serie. We've got a nice drive by Eric Sundgren down center field, scoring a run, first run of the inning for Youngstown, Ohio, as they lead Brownsville, Texas, 1-0. Y regresando a la tema, ¿no? Sus jugadores se ven que de veras están entrenando bien, los estás enseñando bien y tienen, o sea, todo el talento. Y viendo los papás que vinieron con ustedes, que tienen el apoyo para seguir al próximo nivel.
Correcto, es algo como decimos nosotros en Puerto Rico, nosotros somos ave de paso, vamos a estar con ellos 1, 2, 3, 4 años, vamos a tratar de dar lo mejor de nosotros para que ellos puedan ser exitosos en el mañana.
Así es. And, like all programs, Puerto Rico has a mentorship that starts at the very young ages in the young leagues, and it follows, the players for several years and trying to give them as much training and as much encouragement. But the special thing about the Dorado Puerto Rico team is that they have a school specifically for that Coach Emanuel Rosario is a part of, along with other coaches and parents. And here we go. We've got a nice shot by number 25, David Kessler, who is now loaded the bases for Youngstown, Ohio. We've got 1 out, 1 run scored already, top of the first. And so we were talking here to Coach Manuel Rosario from Dorado, Puerto Rico, and talking about their program and how well they've done to bring the team that they did this year to Laredo, Texas. But they've been here before, and this is his second time here, and I think Puerto Rico's been here at least the last 3 years participating in the trophy. They in the tournament, and even took the trophy home one year.
Sir, last year we have a co-champion with Youngstown because it rained a lot last year in the last game.
Yeah, no such luck this year. We get just dry heat. But last year they were able to win the tournament along with Youngstown, Ohio, due to a rainout, weather event. But again, making it all the way they did this year. And again, the teams that play in the Caribbean zone, are they just from Puerto Rico, or are you playing other teams from the Dominican Republic or some of the other Caribbean nations?
Well, right now in Puerto Rico, in the last maybe 5 years, we play Caribbean series, but under 16 and older.
16 and older. And you're from Bayamon, which is just 25 miles or so from San Juan?
Yeah, shorter.
A little shorter?
Yep. Like 15.
15?
Yeah, we have 11 different baseball academy in Puerto Rico.
Is that right?
Yeah, we are at Shaddai Christian Academy in the top 3 right now.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully to get better next year, and trying to help and not just the El Shaddai guys or players, if not all the player of the island.
Very good. No, and being here on the border, we see great baseball, but it's when you look at the major leagues right now, you have so many players from the Caribbean, and I understand you're a scout in the Caribbean for the Milwaukee Brewers Major League Baseball team. And what's your role with the Brewers? What do you do for them there in the Caribbean?
Yeah, I'm the scout area of Puerto Rico. I cover just Puerto Rico, and I used to coach with the scout team in Florida and different tournaments.
And did you get a chance to play in the farm leagues or in the majors?
No, I just finished school. Is where I just learned English, because when I went to college, I didn't speak English at all.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good. So you learned the second language later in life.
Yes.
Batting eight.
And I lost my
Designated
second
hitter,
language
number
later in
15,
life.
Zach
Porque
Burns.
español era mi primer idioma. Mamá era de México, de Nueva Rosita, Coahuila. Pero con tanta educación aquí en los Estados Unidos y mis negocios con gentes que nomás hablaban inglés, pues después de tiempo pierde uno la idioma, ¿verdad? Y por eso digo que está mamá en el cielo ahorita viéndome nomás diciendo, oye, qué muchacho tan pocho, no sabe el español, no sabe el inglés. Está entre mundos este hijo mío, dice. Pero tú aprendiste ya el inglés ya tarde, o sea, cuando fuiste al colegio.
When I went to college, sí, cuando fui al colegio, realmente, como yo siempre les digo a los muchachos, ¿cuánto tú hablas inglés? Cuando le hago la pregunta, del 1 al 10, y me dicen 5 o 6, yo digo, no, tú estás bien. Yo cuando fui a colegio, yo sabía 0.5.
No.
Pero ahora por lo menos puedo escribir mi reporte para mi walkie, que todo tengo que hacerlo en inglés. Cuando empecé en el 2014 como coordinador del programa de MLB en Puerto Rico, luego pasé a la Puerto Rico Baseball Academy, scout con Milwaukee Brewers, y después de 3 años como scout me convierto en el presidente de la Asociación de Scouts de Puerto Rico.
Así es. Felicidades. Buen trabajo, o sea, aprendiendo el inglés ya tarde y también manejando un programa tan importante para una de las organizaciones mejores en las ligas mayores de los Estados Unidos, el Major League Baseball, Milwaukee Brewers. Y se ve que el mismo ánimo que le echas al trabajo, se ve que lo echas aquí con tus jugadores en el campo aquí con los de Palomino World Series. Se ve que de veras tienes una pasión para el deporte, para los muchachos también, o sea, con la academia, todo lo que le pones a mejorar tu gente, tus jugadores y el deporte en Puerto Rico. Se nota, o sea, tienes es evidente solamente en lo que dices y cómo manejas tu equipo, en la acción, ¿verdad? Que se ve el amor que uno tiene para béisbol y para Puerto Rico.
Sí, yo creo que es un deporte que nos hemos desarrollado desde bien pequeño, cada uno de diferentes sitios. Como yo le digo a los muchachos, nosotros somos anormales, porque no somos personas normales. Las personas normales van al trabajo, a la escuela, regresan a su casa y no hacen nada más. Nosotros los jugadores de béisbol o de cualquier otro deporte tenemos que estudiar, tenemos que practicar, tenemos que hacer asignaciones, descansar, tener una buena nutrición, etcétera. Y es lo que nos hace un poco diferente.
Así es.
Y nos enseña mucha disciplina, a trabajar en conjunto, a trabajar en armonía, que en estos últimos 2 partidos nos ha enseñado mucho a que no solamente ganando es que vamos a estar contentos y felices, sino que en los momentos adversos, cuando estamos abajo en el score o estamos perdiendo un juego, es donde realmente uno tiene que enseñar un buen compañerismo.
Así es. Y se ve que es algo que les enseñaste a tu equipo, porque muy unidos cuando estaban perdiendo contra Nogales, iban 5-1 cuando de repente agarraron lumbre y comenzaron a darle fuego al juego y llegaron al punto que ya mero, o sea, cerquita, o sea, nomás una jugada aquí, otra jugada allá y ganaban el juego. Pero muy unidos, se ve que tu equipo apoyando cada uno, levantando, dándole ánimo al cuadro, a todos los jugadores. Se ve que todos estaban dependiendo en cada uno, muy unidos. Y
sí,
algo muy bonito.
Ese es el nombre de nuestro equipo, FBT, que significa Fire Baseball Team. Y el eslogan que utilizamos nosotros es Together Baseball. O sea que tenemos que hacerlo todo en conjunto. No depende de un jugador ni de 2, sino que depende de todos los 9 que están jugando en el terreno, más de restante 9 que están en el dugout.
Sí, así es. Y se ve. And so, for those of you listening from Youngstown, Ohio, and Puerto Rico coach Emmanuel Rosario, Major League Scout for the Caribbean and coach of the Dorado Puerto Rico team, joining us here for the first couple innings as we watch the Youngstown, Ohio team take on Brownsville. And we are at the bottom of the first, 2-0 Youngstown. Oh, and we've got a batter hit. S. Soto, hit by pitcher Jason Roth, I believe, and advancing to first base. So we've got 1 out.
Batting
Runner on
third,
first.
the first baseman, number 8, Oscar Serna.
So Oscar Sedna, number 8, coming to the plate. Coach, did you guys get a chance to play Youngstown or Brownsville? Did you play any one of these teams?
No, this year.
Not this year? What do you think of the teams you have played? Who do you think was the team that gave you the biggest challenge that you weren't expecting?
Oh, Laredo.
Laredo.
Yeah, they have a really good team this year.
They do, and you know it's a different path for Laredo. They didn't get a chance to win a zone like you all did to be here because they're host of the tournament of the World Series. They get to put in a team, but sometimes that surprises some of the other teams because there is good talent in Laredo, and so you all had to struggle to get here. You had to beat some really good teams to get here. And a nice long fly ball, and it is over the fence. Home run by Serna, driving in.
A 2-run home run.
2-run.
For number 8, Oscar Serna.
Oscar Sedna knocking it over the left field wall off of Joe Roth, pitcher for Youngstown. Thank you, Mark Roth, for correcting me on that name. Listening in over in Youngstown, Ohio. Appreciate you giving me that correction. Hope you can follow us live here at YouTube, at LaredoPony.org website. You can get to both the Palomino live stream and the Bronco live stream. And again, we come back to our good friend Emmanuel Rosario, who's joined us here from Dorado, Puerto Rico, as we talk about, the surprise team for him was Laredo, the hometown team, who did not have to play in a series to get here. They are the host team, and they are complemented with an opportunity to submit a team. But there was good talent on the team, and Coach Rosario. So that surprised you that they were as good as they were.
And the pitcher yesterday was pretty good. And after a game, they beat us, and the pitcher say, "Hey, can you guys take a picture with me, please?"
Yeah, I saw that. You guys were somebody was climbing on his back. It was Billy Winans, I believe, that was the pitcher for Laredo yesterday. And I happened to look out the press box and saw you guys taking pictures with him. I thought you all were going to mug him and take him back to Puerto Rico, put a Puerto Rico shirt on him, take him to your team. So it was good sportsmanship to see you guys together yesterday down there enjoying, his victory and obviously, unfortunately, your loss, but the camaraderie that you see at Pony and at these World Series, the boys getting along with each other, the good sportsmanship, making new friendships, and hopefully things that they can remember maybe a year or two from now. They're at college somewhere and they say, "Hey, I played against you over in Laredo. You were with Puerto Rico, or you were with Laredo or Youngstown." It's great to see that. And I think, Coach, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys put a lot of that into the teams and telling them, be good sportsmen, be good ambassadors for Puerto Rico and for your hometowns.
Yeah, after this tournament, I'm going to be in Missouri, in Brownsville, Missouri, in the Cal Ripken World Series. So the best example here is the Empire by my side. He's going to be there.
Ohio, number 15, Zach Erb.
So Zach Erb pitching for Youngstown. So the umpire who is in the press box with us this afternoon is going to be at Cal Ripken here, along with Coach Emmanuel Rosario from Dorado, Puerto Rico, who is going to be playing in that World Series. And I think they were just putting each other in a quick headlock to let each other know that they're going to be at the same tournament in a couple of weeks, or next week, right? Next week. So good to see the friendships that are built along the way, and again, the sportsmanship that's exuded by Pony baseball, which for those who are not familiar with Pony, might be listening. Pony stands for Protect Our Nation's Youth, And this baseball league has been around for a long, long time, mirrors a lot of the rules for Major League Baseball, so the kids get a really good education, a jump start, if you will, on playing professional ball by following a lot of the rules that are followed in the major leagues and in the colleges. So the coaches here teaching their players early on is a big help.
Batting fourth for Brownsville, the left fielder, number 17, Diego Lopez.
So that's one of the things that we really enjoyed. So I wanted to thank Coach Emmanuel Rosario, who joined us here for the for a brief chat about the World Series. Gracias, Emmanuel. Te agradecemos que nos acompañaste aquí y que nos diste una poquita historia de Dorado, Puerto Rico y tu equipo y tu meta para regresar el año que entra. Ojalá, por favor de Dios. Y también te mandamos con mucha suerte para Missouri cuando vas a jugar en el Cal Ripken.
Thanks for having me. Gracias por tenerme aquí contigo. Gracias por la oportunidad. Entonces, al final del día es como estaba mencionando, es enseñar lo buen ser humano que somos cada uno de nosotros. Realmente lo que expresa lo que tenemos dentro de nuestro corazón. Y luego de eso, pues nos toca hacer nuestro trabajo como atletas, coaches, árbitros, lo que tengamos que hacer dentro del terreno. Pero al final del día somos humanos como todos y tratar de siempre tener las puertas abiertas con todo el mundo y de tener amistades en cada lugar que uno vaya.
Así es, y gracias por acompañarnos otra vez de nuevo y suerte y que viajen bien, que vayan con Dios cuando regresen a Puerto Rico y ojalá que les tengan éxito en el Cal Ripken, en la serie de Cal Ripken también. Y también agradecemos a nuestra amiga Ingrid que nos ayudó con los nombres y los números. Y gracias de nuevo por estar aquí con nosotros y nos vemos en la próxima.
Gracias, Dios los bendiga mucho a todos. God bless you all.
Thank you, Coach. Nice
Bye-bye.
having you here. Thank you, everyone, for listening to Coach Emmanuel Rosario from Dorado, Puerto Rico, who is also a major league scout for the Milwaukee Brewers in the Caribbean, who joined us here to talk about his team and his beloved Puerto Rico, tierra de sol y mar. So thank you, everyone. We'll come back to the game real quick. We'll take a quick break. Right now we've got Rick Vela batting for Brownsville, and we've got Zach Erb, who is on the mound for Youngstown. Coach. Ingrid, gracias. So thank you, everyone. Now we've got Ingrid exiting the booth here, and I'm trying to say hello and watch the game. Thank you so much for everything. And we are watching the game, trying to call it all at once. Hopefully we can get a relief broadcaster in here to give my tired tongue a few minutes. But I've got my trusty sidekick, former city manager.
I don't know if you had an opportunity to talk about the uniforms that Youngstown, Ohio is wearing. And they're wearing the Astros uniform.
Isn't that something? That's a tribute to the great Astros organization that and the uniform. I remember Nolan Ryan wearing that uniform once in his lifetime.
Exactly.
Carried out everywhere. So. Yeah, Youngstown, Ohio, showing some true Texas color with the Astros uniform. Mark Roth, Joe Roth's dad, I'm sure, or grandfather. So, I'm hoping he kind of gives me another shout out here so I know the relationship with the pitcher on the mound right now. I'm sorry with the folks over at Youngstown. I'm trying to watch the Game Changer here, the live stream coming from Game Changer, and sometimes I wonder how accurate it is, but I'm going to throw my good friend Hector Esparza under the bus a few times this game as we try to have some fun with what we do here in the broadcast.
Yeah, you just finished having a great discussion with the manager from the Puerto Rico team, Don't they have such a great organization?
They do. You know, he was telling us that they have a school, and it is a full elementary all the way through high school that is that has as part of its curriculum baseball, and so they teach the English and the mathematics and the grammar and sciences, but they teach baseball as well.
And we took the opportunity to talk to them earlier, and they basically were telling me that what we see in front of us here at Veterans Field, at Linedecker Elementary, Christian Middle School, Martin High School, the football stadiums, the aquatic facility, all of the facility that we have here, tennis courts, track, baseball, soccer, that is their dream to have in Puerto Rico, what they see here today.
Right. And so again, we're always talking about when we do these broadcasts, we've been saying all morning and all week that, what a blessing it is to have these facilities and the collaboration that it took to make these things happen between, the taxpayers who voted for the sports complex and Unitrade and the arena.
Number 1, Andrew.
And the school district, right, who passes these bonds as well to be able to finance these facilities. And credit to LISD for a phenomenal field here, Veterans Field, and for the Shirley Stadium where the Tigers play, and Nixon Mustangs and Toros. All the folks that come in different schools from LISD. But a lot of this, the city played a role in it too, because we were planning and zoning, making sure they have the right amount of parking, the right infrastructure from water and wastewater, fire protection, police protection, all the things that are needed. And so we continue to
definitely was a partnership, and where there was an issue that there might not have enough spaces that were required for their development, we made exceptions that the parking could be off-site at other locations in order for their project to continue to move forward and have what we have here today.
Absolutely. And so now we've got A. Marcelo coming to the plate here, and he's facing C. Garcia. And we've got a 2-1 count, no outs, nobody on base. We're at the top of the second. Youngstown, Ohio, tied with Brownsville, Texas, 2-2 in the top of the second. And we've got another special guest will probably be joining us a little bit later. Parks, a member of the Parks Advisory Board, who works hand in hand with Pony to provide fields for them to play on and support for the tournaments. And so we'll have Rick Laurel, who will be joining us shortly to help us call a game here. And Rick is a no stranger to sports. And again, like I said, he's a member of the City of Laredo's Park and Recreations Advisory Board.
Now batting number 4.
Formerly sat on the
Wyson.
City of Laredo's Convention and Visitors Bureau. So kind of a hand in all the things that have gone on this weekend, that are going on this weekend. As a member of both those boards, those two boards oversee the departments in an advisory capacity that bring sports and tourism to Laredo. So happy to have Rick with us and to share some ideas and some thoughts and talk a little baseball. So Rick Laurel joining us here, taking a warm seat from my sidekick, former city manager Chu Olivares, who is a Pony League volunteer and a Border Olympics director. Rick, welcome to the show. Welcome. We've got
how you doing, Gene?
Doing good. We got Youngstown, Ohio, playing Brownsville, Texas.
I stepped in, and as soon as I walked into the stadium, they hit a home run.
That's
they hit
right.
a dinger. Hit a dinger off of left field. It was awesome.
Yeah,
great
just good to see, right? I mean, they've got some great talent here, some super players. We've got folks listening to us right now all the way from Youngstown, Ohio, and hoping that some folks in Brownsville know that we're live on YouTube at Laredo Pony. That's the channel. We've got our live chat open, so we're getting messages from folks. Mark Roth, giving me Joe Roth's name correctly. So that I could make sure I stay honest and accurate with the names.
Seeing these Astros uniforms is It's pretty cool.
There we go. We got a pass ball there, and a runner advancing to second. So that looks good. That's a fantastic little run there. And who was A. Marcelo aggressively base running, but that ball had gone over the catcher's head, so allowed him to get to second safely. So, Rick, did you play baseball in high school?
I played baseball Little League, Laredo Hillside Little League, and once I got to high school, it was more football driven.
Football.
Yeah.
Well, Rick is an imposing figure. If you're sitting next to him, you'll if you could, when we turn on the cameras tonight and he happens to be with us, you'll be able to see he's an imposing figure and built for football.
Yeah, when I did play baseball, it was first base.
First base. There you go. And again, camera comes on. You'll know my little frame was more of a wide receiver, running back frame, not Rick's frame. Rick could have played professional baseball, professional football if you see his frame. So, Rick, the Parks team, Parks department helping out,
Number
with
12,
providing
Tyler
fields for the pony
Gamer.
tournaments throughout the years, and now we've got a brand new sports complex coming online, voted on by the taxpayers, and again, Parks and Rec plays such a big role.
Can't wait.
Yeah, big role that they play on providing places to play so we can continue to do what you were doing before, and that is provide tourism to Laredo.
Right. Yeah. The two words that I sat on were intermingle in these tournaments. I mean, it's awesome. They help each other out, and Parks and Rec has done a great job in helping out all our, city parks, and not only the city parks, but even these fields for LASD, and moving people around and making things easier for the teams to move around. And not only that, but the hotels and motels, and I'm sure they're all feeling the effect of this tournament.
Absolutely, a great economic driver. And but we've got some great baseball. Like I said, we've got Youngstown right now playing Brownsville, Texas, 2-2. Earlier this morning, we had Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, playing Dorado, Puerto Rico, and Mexico staying alive in the tournament, beating Dorado, Puerto Rico 8-6. Puerto Rico making a strong comeback there in that bottom of the seventh. They just couldn't get enough runs across. They left two runners stranded on first and second, and unfortunately weren't able to advance. But this game here, Youngstown, the Astros uniform, strong team. They've had some great play, and right now you've got C. Garcia pitching against Tyler Kammerer, number 12, and A. Marcelo advancing to third, number 1 over here.
Looks like Youngstown got a little jump on them.
Yeah,
Getting in the
sure
first
did.
inning.
That's right. They did. They got a little bit of a jump, but then Brownsville came back in the bottom and tied it up. But Youngstown's got a great team. They've good pitching, good hitting, good small ball.
Look at this field. Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, I mean, this is fantastic. And we had athletic director Sylvia Barrera here yesterday, and we've got one of our staff members here as well. And we just were in awe. This is the first time I'd been in this field since it was redone.
I hadn't been here since it was dirt
Number
and
10,
grass.
And
Kevin
I mean, the
Miller.
turf is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they've got great facilities here. They wish they would have had a little more money for maybe a bathroom in the press box. Elevator, something nice. But no, this is good. They did a really good job here, and I'm sure they'll make continued improvements on it. But it is a beautiful field. You're absolutely right, Rick.
But like Mr. Olivares said, I mean, you see everything from up here. You see the baseball field, you see the practice field, the soccer fields, the football fields, aquatic center, the remodeled LASD buildings, the schools.
Yeah,
It's a great little hub.
Right. It's a great little hub of activity. I mean, tantamount to the same thing that UISD with their sports, student activity center, where you've got a football field and you've got the baseball field. Now you've got an
Aquatics.
aquatics there. So, the citizens of Laredo, they, sometimes critical of governments, but they are also good partners with us, and they've given us the opportunity. There's a sharp grounder to third, hard throw to first.
Oh,
And safe at first.
safe.
Scoring, A. Marcelo coming in. Miller making his way to first base, I believe, or nope. Tyler Kammerer making it to first base, and we've got
And that hurts with 2
Number
outs.
30, Eric Sundgren.
Eric Sundgren coming to the plate, number 30. Sundgren playing right field for Youngstown. Had some great defensive plays the other day. Laid out his body for a couple of them, and then had a rocket throw to third base to pick off a runner that was trying to turn a double into a triple, and got him at the bag.
That was costly. 2 outs. That would have ended the inning.
Yep.
Middle of the inning.
And so right now we've got 2 outs here at the top of the second with Youngstown at the plate. Eric Sundgren. C. Garcia pitching for Brownsville here in this beautiful LISD Veterans Field in Laredo, Texas. Oh, and a pass ball as he tried to pick off the runner at first base.
He should have gone all the way to third. He is going to third.
He's headed to third. A little confusion between the outfielder and the first baseman as to who's going to pick up that ball and throw it. Yeah, just a error there from C. Garcia throwing it over the first baseman. So I think it's Oscar Serna. Oscar Serna, I think, who's the gentleman you saw hit that home run when you were walking in earlier. Eric Sundgren at the plate facing C. Garcia. We've got a runner at third. We are 3-2 right now.
Yeah, I don't think that right fielder was ready to cover.
Right, I think that caught him by surprise. And a strike, making the count 2-1 now. So we're talking about how the talent that has come to this tournament has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice shot there to second base. Oh,
Get it? No, a little bit off.
A little bit off. Not enough juice on that arm, and it scores a run. Eric Sundgren, RBI single.
That was a big league throw that needed to be made there to catch that guy running.
That's right. He was moving to his right, and then having to twist his body to make that throw. But
yeah, you could definitely see the talent. I mean, it was impressive to walk in and first pitch was a 2-run home run.
That's right.
But I mean, you see, the arms on these kids nowadays. It's the rockets.
Absolutely, just absolute rockets that are out there. They're throwing in the high 80s, low 90s in some cases. And yesterday we saw the Taiwanese team had a pitcher with really odd mechanics. He would have a pause in the middle of it and then would sidewinder the ball in.
Oh, throw to first and safe.
Almost tried to pick him off there. And I was saying that Taiwanese pitcher on his sidewind, that hand of his was almost 3 foot off the ground.
That'll throw batters off.
Yeah.
Especially at this age.
You're right. It had him confused the entire night. So,
yeah, batters at this age probably haven't never seen something like that ever.
Yep, caught him by surprise. Our co-host last night, Chuy Olivares, who helped me call 5 games. I had Orlando Navarro, who is a Border Olympics volunteer and a baseball aficionado who played at Tarkio after his high school career at San Agustin.
Goes a runner.
Runner running a second, and good
Safe.
throw, but he
caught him out.
They got him.
He looked like he was safe.
An excellent throw by the catcher Benitez, tossing it over to Garza, the second baseman, or I think that was Rivera who was covering the shortstop, and just backhand touch on the runner, Eric Sundgren. He was trying to get into second base. Excellent play by the catcher. What an arm. I don't think he came out of his stance when he threw that. Fantastic throw. So my co-broadcaster yesterday, Orlando Navarro, who helped me call 3 games yesterday, was just raving about the talent on all the teams that played here yesterday. And then last night, Jesus Chuy Olivares, former city manager of City of Laredo, former parks director for the city of Austin, and an athlete in his own right in Eagle Pass, growing up in Eagle Pass, playing for Monterrey Tech, football, no less, American football at the Tecnológico.
The Rams?
For the Rams.
Right.
He is a Ram. I'm sure he rammed a lot of players in his day. He's a a star track and field athlete as well, was here last night, and we were just enjoying the level of play from Puerto Rico and from Taiwan and Youngstown and Laredo and Brownsville and San Antonio, all the teams that have been in this tournament, just fantastic. I mean, Mexico, just fantastic talent with these folks. And then all the parents that have come in. We were fortunate yesterday to have lots of folks chiming in on our YouTube channel. We've got a little slow today, but we've got lots of viewers. Just a little slow on the chat. But this morning, Puerto Rico and Nogales, boy, we were inundated with saludos and suertes and shout-outs to the players.
It's religion.
Yeah.
This is religion over there. In
Absolutely.
Puerto Rico, this is life.
That's
baseball.
right.
Leading off for
Exactly. That's what
Brownsville,
Coach
number
Emmanuel
15,
Rosario was
Yeah.
saying earlier.
Villarreal.
I heard you interviewing him and talking about how they have schools and just the way they do for, I guess, Catholic schools or whatever.
Right.
Here is baseball.
It's baseball.
That's their religion.
That's right. They're absolutely right. I don't know that Yogi Berra is a patron saint, but if there is one,
He could be.
It could be. He could very well be. Great talent that comes out of the Caribbean. So many of them playing Major League Baseball. And then, of course, Coach Rosario, Manuel Rosario, being the Major League scout for the Caribbean, assigned to Puerto Rico for the Milwaukee Brewers. And Rocky Rodriguez, one of the
There you go.
there, nice fly ball out to right field, and Eric Sundgren, the runner who was picked off at second there, catching that fly ball for the first out of the inning.
He must be a busy scout in Puerto Rico.
He is.
Batting eighth,
Yeah, he's
the
a
right
good
fielder,
scout.
number
Puerto Rico,
12,
on the other side, but his,
Esteban
one of the
Quintanilla.
assistant coaches, former world boxing champion, Rocky Rodriguez there from Puerto Rico, was out on the third base coach. First base coach. And then we had Christian Crespo's dad coaching. And again, all these are talented former players or former athletes that are playing. And an out to left field. Tyler Kammerer making the catch. Quintanilla knocking that into left field and come to the plate.
Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 10, Ryan Garza.
Ryan Garza, number 10, coming to the plate, facing Zach Erb. Zach Erb is pitching for Youngstown here. Delivers first pitch strike to Garza, the batter for Brownsville. And looks like we've got a nice high infield fly. Third baseman's under it. There we go. And that retires the side for Brownsville. Youngstown coming into the top of the third, leading 4-2 over Brownsville, Texas.
How do you think these Ohio guys are liking this weather?
Boy, I tell you what, we had one of their parents up here with us helping us with the broadcast and getting the names and just getting a little information about Youngstown. Ron Harper, his son Ronnie Harper, one of the pitchers. They've got so much talent. They've got somebody that does nothing but pitching in their roster. So deep in talent. And Ronnie Harper was up here telling us a little bit about how this is a little warm for them.
Yeah, they're 1,700 miles away.
That's right, 1,700 miles away, and straddling that border between what is known as the Midwest and the Northeast. Some of them root for Pittsburgh, others for the Cleveland Browns, although we had a couple guys say that nobody roots for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, now the Bengals.
Now
they have the Bengals.
They have
Cincinnati.
the Bengals as well, but, Cincinnati's kind of like the Dallas of Ohio. It's where all the upper crust, as they say, live in Cincinnati, and Cleveland is more blue collar, kind of like Houston, the old Houston Oilers. But I had to take a few digs at Baker Mayfield yesterday. So, some folks root for Brian Sipe, others for Bernie Kosar, but nobody roots for Baker Mayfield.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, I know.
Poor guy.
I'm hoping Baker's not listening. I know he's from Oklahoma. We had a couple UT folks. One of our staff members is a UT alum or fixing to go to UT and study. And then we've got one of my other staff members who is here from, graduated from UT. And, of course, you know how they feel about Oklahoma.
I'm from the UT system, so I know exactly what that is. The Red River Shootout. I mean,
there you go. Mark Roth asking us if Cleveland fans exist there in Youngstown, Ohio. I don't know, Mark. What do you think? Do Cleveland fans exist, or are they like the Saints of the 1970s and 80s that were wearing the paper sacks, the Aints, trying to hide their faces in anonymity to not be chastised for rooting for the Saints?
but you see that team and you see their names on paper. They look great.
They're right.
On paper, they have talent on the both sides of the ball. Just one key piece was missing all these years.
It's always had one key component missing, but they've had great running backs, great quarterbacks, receivers, punt returners, you name it along the way, but they've never been able to put it all together. And let's go. David Kessler, high fly ball here in the infield, both the shortstop and third baseman under it, talking to each other, whispering, I got it, no, you get it, and I got it. And shortstop Rivera coming up with the catch. First out of the inning for Youngstown.
Number 27,
Brownsville.
Ty Armstrong.
4-2 with Armstrong, Tyler Armstrong coming. Taking a first pitch strike from C. Garcia. And so, yeah, coming back to the Cleveland Browns, all the controversy they've had recently with their quarterbacks again.
It seems like they always have something with their quarterback, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, or it's never been a good thing. Actually, it's always been bad, and it just got worse this year because they went and they got themselves, somebody with a little bit of a problem there,
That's
a legal
right, yeah.
problem.
That's right, going with a little bit of baggage, and unable to make that work. So Tyler Armstrong here for the Youngstown, Ohio team at the plate. Looks like we've got a 1-1 count here with one out. Nobody on base here.
Ooh.
And they're going to walk him here. I'm sorry, I was behind in my count. I think our folks over at Game Stream, the Game Changer.
Number 22, Colton.
That was right on the edge of the plate.
Right, and walked him over. So our good friends from Game Changer, Game Stream, they're live streaming the event. Our great partners, we are feeding our broadcast from the folks over at Game Changer. And we've got a nice hit, number 22, pushing it out all the way between left
all the way
and
to the
center
track.
field, all the way to the track. And we've got runners on second and third. Fantastic hit by Schaefer.
And that was a line drive. Although it hit the track, bounced off the wall, and that left fielder had to catch it on the bounce.
Yeah, catch it on that rebound coming off that wall. Lopez making the grab off the
Zach Erb.
off the warning track over there, and then tossing it back in, trying to keep Youngstown from adding to their lead. Zach Erb, number 5, coming to the plate, facing C. Garcia for Brownsville. A little low into the dirt there. Good job by Benitez, the catcher, to keep that from getting past him.
Called that out to the first base ump to see if he went, and he was safe.
Safe, right? Didn't
No
come
swing.
around. No swing. Didn't come around. Oh, and pitcher thought he had that one, but no. It's still 0-2 count. I'm sorry, 2-0 count here with one out. Runners on second and third. Youngstown leading 4-2. That one goes in the dirt, gets a little underneath the catcher. He's able to find it.
The pinch runner at second base for Youngstown is number 9, Mark Bunch.
Mark Bunch is the courtesy runner over second base.
Oh, that was a nice curve.
Oh, nice movement on that. Got him looking. Thought he had a free pass to first base, but that wasn't going to happen. Zach Erb, the pitcher, at the plate. Little high now, he gets to go. Take his nice stroll down to first base. Bases loaded, 1 out, 4-2. Youngstown leading Brownsville in the top of the third.
Looks like they're going to talk it over in the mound.
I was talking to our former city manager, Tio Olivares, my co-host last night.
At the plate for Youngstown, number 1.
I'm always
Andrew
reminded.
Marcelo.
I'm always reminded of the scene from Bull Durham when they're all at the mound, and they're talking everything but baseball. I mean, they're talking about a chicken and a cursed glove and what to get Jenny for engagement, and
That's a good way to relax the pitcher.
that's right. The pitcher, I think he had his eyelids were locked
Yep.
or something, right? Lelouch. And so coming up to the plate, we've got Antonio Marcelo.
They're sticking with him.
And they're going to leave C. Garcia in. Word of encouragement coming from the coach. And we've got runners on first,
Full
second,
base.
and third. Bases
Bases
loaded.
loaded.
Here. Yep. And A. Marcelo with a chance to up the score a little bit here, build some cushion to their lead. Inside, almost got
That
him.
hit him? No, it
Yep,
didn't.
almost got him. Gave him the old
Back off.
yeah, that's right.
Little brush off.
Give me a little room here so I can throw something at you. Catcher and pitcher having a quick conversation.
You know, I'm sure they got these kids on pitch counts. You know, but I mean, it's early in the game. It's still the third inning. He should still have a lot of juice in him. It's just, you know, the jitters.
Jitters, absolutely. You're only in the top of the third, and you're still got a little adrenaline coming through you. Sorry about that. Taking a big swig of water.
You can hear that. You can no. I wasn't going to say you could hear that swig of water, but you can hear the glove pop all the way up here.
Oh, absolutely.
I've got earphones on, and you can hear that.
He's throwing some heat. He's bringing it to him. And a while ago, he had a nice breaking ball to go with it.
Oh, he got him.
Got him on that swing. So
Got him to reach.
game changer helping us out here with the count. We've got 2 balls, 1 strike. Our scoreboard working well. 3 balls, 1 strike.
How about those catchers in this weather?
Oh,
in this
I know,
weather,
love that
being
gear.
hunkered down like that.
You bet. And then this turf adds about 10 degrees to you. Chopping foul ball down third base line.
Jammed them up.
Yep. Oh, nice inside. Maybe that's a discussion the catcher and the pitcher were having.
Just don't hit him, because his base is loaded.
Don't hit him. We're doing good. We got him. Bases loaded. 4-2. Youngstown leading Brownsville. Top of the third. Swing and a miss. Sends
Nice.
them packing for out number 2.
Got a little bit of movement in the bullpen for
Yeah.
Brownsville.
Yep, they've got a little activity there.
Starting to warm up.
Number 4, Clay Wyson.
Clay Weeson, as we were corrected last night by the folks from Youngstown, Ohio. Weeson, Clay Weeson at the plate. And that's straight up in the air. Pitcher's trying to get it. Shortstop's coming in. He's got it to close out the inning and stave off.
Oh, that was huge. I mean, bases loaded.
That's right. Stave off the Youngstown, Ohio team from adding more runs as they lead 4-2 here in the bottom of the third, with Brownsville, Texas coming to the plate. And
That was bases loaded with 1 out.
I know. I said it earlier. my staff coming over here and saying, "Hey, we're hungry. You got to feed us." And so I'm gonna get myself a.
I don't think they're asking you what you want. They're asking you for your credit card number. They don't care what you want to eat. They want your credit card number, man.
That's exactly what they were asking for earlier, and I was stuck in my chair here, and I couldn't get up to do that. But I'm going to take advantage of the in between here, and grab my credit card, feed my staff, and those are
I wasn't kidding. I wasn't kidding, man. He's on edge.
All right, and so we're back. A little noise in the press box here as we trying to settle up a lunch order for the crew that's broadcasting here. And we've got Jay Rivera walking to first base.
Wow, that got a little heated down there.
Yeah, he's a
The little count mishap.
little mishap on the count there, and the umpire playing the role of peacemaker. Everybody settle down, put your hog legs away. Look like
Number 5, Saul Soto.
Saul Soto, number 5, coming to the plate. And we've got the runner. I'm just speeding to second base. Rivera taking that second base, moving fast from first base.
Yeah, the catcher got caught up with. Oh, he couldn't pull it out of his glove fast enough. Didn't even attempt to throw. There
Look
he
at
goes.
that.
He goes to third. Nope.
Look at that. He successfully
I
ran
think.
himself.
That was the third baseman's fault. I think.
Yeah,
He was too far off the bag.
absolutely. But you got to give the speedy Jay Rivera credit for just
Gonna get home?
motoring.
Is he gonna go home? No.
He was looking at it. Rivera aggressively running the bases, and now we've got Soto at the bat. Zach Erb throwing a little high there.
3-1 count.
3-1 count with no outs. Brownsville trailing Youngstown 4-2. And he walks him. So runners at the corner. Soto going to first base. Rivera standing there at third with Oscar Serna.
Number 8, Oscar Serna.
And Oscar Serna drove a 2-run dinger over the left field wall earlier as my current sidekick, Rick Laudel, was walking in, got to see that blast.
There he goes, running a second.
Runner, and they're going to try to get him.
They got him. Here we go. They got him.
got
Home.
It
worked.
It was safe. It worked. At the end of the day, a little fancy.
He took forever to take off from third.
That's right. I thought he decided not to go, and all of a sudden, here he comes. So, Jay Rivera making that race to home after Mark Bunch, the catcher, tried to throw out Soto and successfully did, but missed the tag, got hung up a little bit at second base, and then.
What's the question? Looks like the refs are complaining about something.
And it appears that the first base umpire is talking to the first base coach for Brownsville, trying to get a little clarification on something.
Yeah.
And they're still having that conversation. Now the home plate umpire is saying, back to your box. Let us keep playing.
He was clearly out. He was very clearly out.
So play.
Look at that high curveball.
Yep, high curveball to Oscar Serna, who, like I said earlier, drove in 2 runs with a shot over left field. And that one looks like it's straight up. Catcher might have a play on it. He's trying to get under it, and he does. Mark Bunch, the catcher, number 22 for Youngstown, Ohio, finding that ball in the sun. Zach Herb at the mound, pitching for Youngstown, number 17.
Number 17, Vigo Lopez.
Vigo Lopez batting for Brownsville. Foul ball. 2 outs. Bottom of the third. Brownsville trailing Youngstown 4-3.
I wonder how these guys came up with the Astros uniform. I'm still starstruck on the uniforms.
That's right. You know, that 1,700 miles away, and this is the team they pick, right?
Right.
Not the Pirates, not the Reds, not the Indians.
It's not the
Phillies.
It's not the Indians anymore.
That's right. It's not the Indians. It's that's right.
I wouldn't be able to tell you what they are. I don't even remember.
Cancel culture might be hitting me over the head in about the next 15 seconds.
Watch out.
Watch out. They are now the Cleveland something or another.
Let's see if we can get those Cleveland people out there to type in.
That's right. Youngstown, Ohio. Can you tell me what the new name of the Cleveland, formerly known as the Indians, is? They've got to have a nice, friendly name. So we've got folks in the press box here who are quietly just
Guardians.
Mark Roth. Thank you, Mark Roth, with the Guardians, and Crazy Papa out there saying we refuse to say it.
They're still the Indians.
I'm still with you, Crazy Papa. I agree. And we've got a long foul down the third base line. Youngstown unable to get to it.
All you Ohio people, we apologize. We're so far south in Texas. We stick to our Astros and Rangers and.
Yep. So we're sorry that we could not remember that the name had changed, and Mark Roth letting us know that the new name is the Guardians. That didn't come out of my mouth as well as it should have.
But I think that's a name. That's a name that Cleveland people that they voted for it.
I believe so. I think that's what they voted for out there in Cleveland. I
40,000 fans were surveyed,
40,
and 140 hours of interviews were conducted of those fans, and this is the name that they came up with, the Guardians.
The Guardians. The Guardians of Cleveland. Well, I got a lot of fans and friends in the Midwest that are joining here, watching us live on YouTube at Laredo Pony Channel. I can safely say that I've been to Cleveland.
So apparently there's, outside of Progressive Field, there's a 43-foot Guardians of Traffic monument right on Hope Memorial Bridge. It's been there for 100 years.
There you go. So I guess that was a good name to have. I mean, you've known the Guardians of Cleveland's Traffic.
It looks like something out of the Lord of the Rings, like the big old entry of
That's right.
of a I don't know what that is, but it looks
kind of a bridgeway that leads over to the stadium. So the Guardians, reminiscent of the Lord of the Rings, and maybe someday the Cleveland Indians, now the Guardians, can be the Lord of the Rings World Series champions someday. Continue the winning traditions that
very
Cleveland has
interesting.
had.
Very interesting.
So my co-host, Rick Laurel, board member for the City of Laredo's Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, also a former member of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, U.S. licensed custom broker, and a all-around good guy, fan of baseball, here with me this afternoon, Sunday afternoon, taking some time away from his family after going to church this morning and praying for Laredo and for a little rain. We've not had much rain here in Laredo.
Southwest needs.
Absolutely. We've been under a big drought, and we're hoping that we get a little relief here. So maybe you guys over in Cleveland can send some our way. Folks over in Youngstown, Ohio, send some rain over to us. We'll be glad to send you, some great Mexican food or some something from Laredo, Texas that you may want. We've got great pottery, great artisan work, furniture, lots of things that are made here close by. Plus, our largest inland port in the United States is right here in Laredo, Texas, and we ship a lot of the components.
A lot of the 16,000 trucks that cross here daily end up going to the Midwest, Ohio in particular, Michigan, all over the place, over the Midwest.
All over the Midwest, and the the trains that go up here with assembled vehicles coming back from Monterrey make it out to the Ohio plants up there, Michigan plants for Ford, General Motors, and others. All come through here through Laredo, Texas.
I don't know if you saw, but the
foul ball.
The Columbia Bridge now has a Tesla lane.
That's right. Tesla has its own lane there at the Columbia Bridge, which connects the city of Laredo to the metropolis, the Pittsburgh of Mexico, Monterrey. Nice line shot over the shortstop into left center field. Tyler Kammerer knocking that out to left center field for a base hit. No outs. Youngstown leading Brownsville 4-3.
Yeah, with Tesla moving to Texas, that's pretty hefty pull there. I mean, to have your own lane on an international bridge, the most busy bridge in the country.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And interesting story that we've got Brownsville here, which is now Elon Musk country.
He's seen walking around the malls there and shopping and finagling around with people down there,
That's right. He's launched a few spacecraft right there out of Brownsville, Texas. Rumor has that he has a Boxable. Shout out to the Boxable folks who build these fantastic living units that are shipped in by truck, assembled within a day. That he lives in one of those, gave up his multi-million-dollar mansion to get closer to where he's doing some of his great work down there in Brownsville, Texas, South Padre Island. beautiful, beautiful coastal city.
You know, when I saw one of those videos with the rockets that come back, I thought it was a video that was being played in reverse and rewind. I'd never seen that. I don't know if you've been paying attention to that,
No,
but
I
so
had not.
they use reusable rockets. So they
Really?
go up into space, they launch whatever they have to do, and then the detachable rockets come back.
Outstanding.
The detachable rockets come back and land. So his main thing is, why am I going to spend? There he goes, runner to second.
Oh, and Benitez, the catcher, juggling that ball as he came out of his stance. Runner Tyler Cameron advancing the second. So he's got a reusable rocket.
So they come back and they're reusable instead of them being, falling to the ground and broken up into the ocean or whatever. Then you have to spend $20-30 million, whatever they cost again. They just reuse them. That was his way of cost savings.
You got to
crazy.
give him credit. Got to
Oh,
give him
definitely.
credit for that. For the thought process, the vision to be able to do that, and now putting people out there in near outer space. Grounder to second,
Chopper.
and throw to first, successful, and we've got one out, but he advances the runner. Eric Sundgren advancing Tyler Cameron to third base. Nice sacrifice shot over to second.
Number
Picked up
25.
by Garza
David
Osterstedt of the first baseman.
Kessler.
David Kessler, number 25, coming to the plate for Youngstown, Ohio. And they lead Brownsville here in the top of the fourth, 4-3. Low and outside, Benitez having played a little defense there, dropping to his right to keep that ball from getting past him.
Oh, that was a heater right down the middle.
Strike one, so count 1-1 with 2 outs. I believe that's correct. 2 outs. I only see 1 on the scoreboard, and I see 2 on my game stream, so a little confusion between scoreboard and our game changer game stream, folks, providing us the feed remotely. High fly ball pop up in the infield. First baseman looks like he's going to get under it, and he does.
Oh, the sun got
A
him,
little bit
but he
of a
got the
juggle,
ball.
but he was able to get that, right?
Yep. He got it. It was just straight into the sun.
Had to turn his eyes just at the last minute, but it felt it come into his glove.
Those are dangerous. They can bounce off your face.
That's right. We've seen those on ESPN replays every once in a while.
Definitely.
So that was the second out. So bottom of the fourth now with Zach Erb returning to the mound at the moment for Youngstown, facing the first batter of the order, David Benitez from Brownsville, Texas. Brownsville, Texas, beautiful coastal community. Goes all the way down to the tip of Texas to border with Matamoros, Mexico. And that's where the Rio Grande empties out into the Gulf. And then we also have South Padre Island, which is one of its bedroom next-door communities, a great tourist attraction. Emerald waters of the Gulf of Mexico. So we are now, let's see, going to the bottom of the fourth. Brownsville trailing 3-4. Got to give, the Youngstown pitcher, Zach Erb, if I'm reading my game changer information correctly, if it's accurate, we've got one hit so far, which was that 2-run dinger.
Leading off for Brownsville, number 69, David Benitez.
So Zach controlling the Brownsville bats. He's facing David Benitez here, coming up to the plate. We are transitioning back into that live view, and that is outside. Zach Erb pitching to David Benitez from Brownsville. The game stream, nice shot over to second, picked up by the second baseman. Weeson, Clyde Weeson, the second baseman. And we've got coming to the plate now for Brownsville, putting on his batting gloves, Vela.
Pinch hitting for Brownsville, number 22, Carlos Garcia.
Carlos Garcia is now pinch hitting for Vela, who was in the lineup. Carlos Garcia pinch hitting for Vela. He'll be facing Zach Herb, who's had a great game so far, one hitting the Brownsville team. Oscar Serna, who knocked a shot over left field. And so looks like we've got a line shot between first and second over to right field. Eric Sundgren scooping that up, bringing that back into the infield.
That right fielder looks like he thought he could have caught that runner.
Yep, and first baseman wasn't
ready.
Wasn't ready.
He's caught sleeping.
Sundgren, like I said last night, showing off his cannon arm, threw a runner out at third with less than a hop. It was hit the ground, hit the glove, and runner was out.
Very nice. That they say that left fielders are usually the ones with the strongest arm, but it's not. It's right fielders, because right fielders have to get all the way to the third base.
Third base. That's right. You're absolutely right.
You never have a left fielder throwing to first base.
That's a rarity, right?
Pinch running at first base is Hugo Cantu.
Hugo Cantu pinch running for the previous batter. Foul ball, number 15, Nick Villarreal. Batter for Brownsville. Still trailing Youngstown 4-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. We've got 1 out, 1-1 count, runner on first. A shot down the third base line, but foul ball. Cantu speeding over to second, walking back over to first base.
I wanted to see that throw. I want to see that throw to first base.
That would have been something. Testing that third baseman, Gary Miller's arm. Swing and a miss.
High heat. High
Striking
heat
out-
got him.
Striking out Villarreal for the second out of the inning. Zach Herb, like I said, has had a great game. Only allowed 2 hits so far in 4 innings pitched. Coming up to the plate, number 12.
Number 12, Esteban Quintanilla.
Esteban Quintanilla for Brownsville. Left-handed batter. Takes strike one. Nice little motion on that
Curve. Very nice curve.
on that pitch from Zach Herb.
The runner's going.
Catcher's in perfect position to get him.
Oof.
Oh, missed the tag there. Shortstop. Nice throw by Mark Bunch, the catcher, to David Kessler, the shortstop, trying to make that tag. But Cantu, the pinch runner, speeding his way to second, trying to get into scoring position, and he is. Just a hopper out the third baseline there. Foul ball. But Quintanilla making the trip to first base as fast as he could. Hoping to have that thing stay fair. Cantu in scoring position there at second base. 2 outs. 1-2 the count to Quintanilla. Herb, the pitcher, doing a fantastic job of keeping those Brownsville bats quiet with 2 hits so far in 4 innings pitched. Infielders adjusting.
Oh,
Swing and a
he
miss.
reached
Gets
for
it.
it.
Third
Reached for
out.
it.
Yeah, you're right. Made him reach out for it and could not make contact. 3 outs.
He jammed him twice, and then he threw it outside. Caught him outside.
Good movement there. Good pitching. Good combination of work there between Mark Bunch, the catcher, and Zach Erb, the pitcher for Youngstown. Again, silencing those bats, keeping the score 4-3.
I don't remember seeing movement like that when I would go to the games in high school.
You know, that's the truth. These kids are so much more advanced than I can remember. They've got some arms on them. They've got motion. They've got good mechanics, and you know they're well schooled. They've got some acumen, some baseball acumen to them. And so high fly ball out to shallow left field. The shortstop backing up. Tyler Armstrong flying out for the first out for Youngstown, Ohio. C. Garcia still on the mound for the Brownsville, Texas team. Mark Bunch, the catcher, coming to the plate. Takes strike one from Garcia.
Prototypical catcher, right? I mean,
Yep.
Pudge style. I don't know if you remember
Oh, yeah.
Ivan Rodriguez.
Ivan Rodriguez, Texas Ranger. Pudge Rodriguez also played for Seattle, did he not? At one point or another?
I think towards the very end, but I mean, he was a Ranger most of his life.
Most of his career.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Roth, again, giving us a heads up here that the catcher is really Colton Schaefer and not Mark Bunch. So, again, our friends from Game Changer, Game Stream, giving me some faulty information as it's coming in from
You're getting the
afar.
stink eye, Gene.
I'm getting the stink eye.
Yeah, you're getting the
Hector
stink eye.
Esparza, coming in from number 22 for Youngstown, Ohio is actually Colton Schaefer is the catcher for Youngstown, not M. Bunch, Mark Bunch. And thank you to Mark Roth for correcting us on that. Joe Roth's dad out there in Youngstown, Ohio, giving me the heads up on that. Youngstown catcher is Colton Schaefer, who just drove one down the third.
Oh,
base
he got
line.
it.
Third.
Can he get him? Oh, he got him. What a
third
throw.
Base.
Wow.
Villarreal for Brownsville, diving back
Number
into that
15,
catch.
Zach Herb.
Backhanding that on the ground, standing up, firing it with all his will, and getting Colton Schaefer
That is not
Catcher
easy.
for
That was not easy.
Out at first, not easy at all. Correct. And so now that Zach Herb, the pitcher, is at the plate, takes strike one from C. Garcia. Colton Schaefer, the catcher for Youngstown, not Mark Bunch, as reported earlier from Game Changer.
That's what I still like about these ages is that they're still batting. The pitchers still bat.
Oh, pitcher still takes the stick.
Yeah, and usually they're really good batters.
Absolutely. Zach Herb here holding his own. That was inside and low for a 1-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the fifth. Youngstown leading 4-3. Outside, ball 2, 2-2 count. It's been a pleasure working with our crew here today. Marisol, our director, producer, helping us with the feed. And strike 3, Zach Herb.
He knows it.
Watched that go right by him. Something he probably should have stuck that stick out to, but watched it go by him. C. Garcia striking out Zach Herb to retire the side. Come to the bottom of the fifth with Youngstown leading 4-3. Taking the field, I still see M. Bunch as the catcher for Youngstown, Ohio on my game stream, but I'm not going to say anything to our good friend over at Game Changer, who is game streaming this live for us remotely. And Mark is here in Laredo.
Oh, so he's here and he's watching and he's listening, making sure that we're on our P's and Q's.
All right. Well, hey, Mark.
I was going to say, next time I thought he was watching it from back home.
Mark, if you're out in the stands here and want to cool off a little bit, we can welcome you to the press box and put a headset on you and a microphone. Let you yak a little bit with Rick Laudel, Parks and Recreation Advisory Board member, business owner here in Laredo, Texas, a U.S. Customs broker, licensed, and myself. I don't know what I do for a living anymore, and nobody wants to tell me. They just let me talk on the radio, talk on podcasts, keep me off the television because no one wants to see who I am.
As long as that credit card keeps on buying Whataburger, you're always going to be around.
My team loves me because they've got a credit card. I keep feeding the staff, so they'll let me keep coming to this stuff. They can let me show up to work. We've got our other broadcaster taking a quick break here. Former city manager Jesus Olivares standing next to me, texting away, texting all of his good friends, probably lining up something for this evening. We're going to have Taiwan and San Antonio, Texas playing the 8 o'clock game. Laredo playing Mexico, 5 o'clock game. We're hoping to see our good friend, baseball aficionado, ex-San Agustin great, although his wife was greater than he was, over at San Agustin, Orlando Navarro. And, hey, I think I just got a thumbs
Pitching
up
for
from
Brownsville,
Mark
number 6,
Roth,
Rudy Gonzalez.
who might be coming up here. Rudy Gonzalez at the plate for Brownsville. And that's a ball thrown by Zach Herb. Colton Schaefer, number 22, the catcher. Don't believe what I see here from Game Changer, telling me it's Mr. Bunch. But it is Colton Schaefer, the catcher. Zach Herb on the mound for Youngstown. Well, Mr. Roth, if you're available, we're in the bottom of the fifth here.
That was pretty
Zach
high.
Herb just clipped R. Gonzalez and sent him over to first base.
That was pretty high. I thought it was in the head,
Number
but it was in the
2,
shoulder.
Juan Rivera.
And he's kind of shaking that off over first base, leaning in a little bit. As we like to say in our neighborhood, se vale soar, which means you can rub your arm. It's okay. No shame in rubbing it out there.
What's the old saying? Sana sana colita de rana.
That's right. For our friends in Brownsville who are listening, sana sana colita de rana. You can rub away the hurt there. Jay Rivera at the plate. R. Gonzalez on first. No outs. Brownsville trailing Youngstown. And there goes the runner. Schaefer, the throw. And he got him. Wow. Colton Schaefer, you know, that rocket arm of his as he moved to the left and just picked him off. David Kessler with a nice catch and swing of that arm to tag him out before he gets to the base.
That was a great throw.
Absolutely.
Great throw. A little high, but the shortstop caught it and just put it down real quick.
Sure did. Jay Rivera at the plate here, left-handed batter facing Zach Herb, who again has only managed to give up 2 hits, 3 runs. But it is a tight game, and this could go either way. Somebody gets a lucky break, or somebody blows the doors open. It's close. Schaefer the catcher. Herb the pitcher. We've got Kessler at shortstop, another making a good play, and Wiesen at second base. Tyler Armstrong at first. Eric Sundgren, the right fielder with the cannon arm. Antonio Marcelo, center field, and Tyler Cameron. So Herb walks Rivera to first base. So
That's 4 straight balls?
Yep. 4 straight balls on that. 1 out. Runner on first. Brownsville at the plate.
Number 5, Saul Soto.
Saul Soto. Saul Soto at the plate, and I think we're going to be joined here, are we? What happened here? I turned my head to look at Mark. Oh, nobody here at the door. So, Mark, if you're
the south end of the press box.
Yeah, Mark, if you're at the south end of the press box here, you come knock on our door.
Towards the first base side.
Isn't that part of the Three Company song there? Come and knock on our door. I'm going to keep my day job and not sing for a living. Saul Soto at the plate, left-handed batter, number 5, Mark Roth, walking into the press box here. And I thought my co-host was a towering figure, but Mark Roth just cast a shadow over the entire press box here. Somebody turn on the lights. Oh, what a shot. Eric Sundgren on his horse, trying to get there. Now watch that arm.
All the way to the track.
Saul Soto smashing one to right field, all the way to the track, bouncing off the wall. Eric Sundgren holding the runner up at second with a nice throw, but Soto making the score.
Number 8,
I'm going to pop out of my chair, and I'm going to let Rick Laudel, my co-host, sit here with Mark Roth and talk a little bit about Youngstown, Ohio, and this great baseball game we're watching here. Have a seat here.
Everything good?
Everything's great. Being in Laredo watching baseball, how much can be better than that?
How long have you been here? How many days?
I believe we were trying to think. It's been such a journey. I think we arrived on Wednesday.
Yeah?
And got ready for Thursday start.
How's Laredo treating you so far?
Spectacular. We were lucky enough to be down here last year for Youngstown playing in the 2021 Palomino World Series. So second trip, and it's always a great experience.
1,700 miles. I mean, how many hours is that? How many days is that?
It's a journey.
You chop it up into a couple of days?
So we usually fly out of Pittsburgh, end up at one of the
you flew?
Midwestern airports. So we ended up in Baltimore this time at a 3-hour layover in Baltimore.
Huh?
Left Baltimore, arrived in San Antonio for a 2.5-hour drive down to Laredo.
Oh, okay. Okay, how many in your party?
My family, there's 3 of us, but I think there's 4 Youngstown families that made the trek down.
Very nice, very nice.
It was a great, it's always a great experience.
Hotels, everything, restaurants. How do you like the food down here?
Same hotels that the team stays at, La Posada. They've always treat us like great guests, and
one of the best hotels there.
Yeah, we can't say enough about our experience in Laredo from last year to this year as well.
So Mexican food.
Yeah.
You in it? You like it? Yeah.
I had some huevos and rancheros for breakfast.
Oh, very nice.
So, yeah, it was okay.
Huevos rancheros, very nice. Typical Mexican breakfast. So tell me, who's your boy?
So my son is Joe Roth. He is a pitcher and catcher on this team. He actually started out the game. He was the first pitcher of this game. I guess he had some lower back tightness.
Ah, okay.
So they kind of took him out after that. And But he pitches and he catches on this Youngstown team as his regular 18U team, and as well on the Palomino team.
So give me a little bit of history on this team. How long have they been together? Has it been one of those teams that have been there since ponies, since Little League?
So we play in Youngstown. We have a baseball complex, and it's a league called Youngstown Class B. It's probably a premier league in the Youngstown area. We draw players from all over Youngstown area, but we also draw some players from the Pittsburgh area as well as the Cleveland area and some lower Columbiana County markets. So it's probably the best premier baseball program that's in northeastern Ohio.
Okay.
And it isn't a travel ball organization. We play games at one place, Bob Scene Park, which is managed by probably one of the best organizations out there. So the Astro Falcons is the team that won the league, and that's the team my son plays for. During the Palomino World Cup, that winning team.
We got a shot to shortstop. Got to throw to home. Is he gonna get him? He got him. He got him.
Right.
Wow. So the shot to shortstop knocked the glove off, and it went all the way to left field. Left fielder threw it into home base and got the runner out. Really good arm. Great throw. Great play. So tell me, how far away are you from Cooperstown?
So we're quite a distance from
Yeah.
Cooperstown, New York. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a 7 or 8 hour drive from the Youngstown area.
Okay.
But these guys primarily have been together for about a month. Most of the team, about 80% of the team, is part of the Astro organization. The other guys we add as an all-star group when we get to the end. So most of these guys have been playing their whole season together this year, with a couple guys lucky enough to play together since last year.
Okay. All from the same school?
Actually,
Several
there's guys
schools?
from Western Pennsylvania and Northeastern Ohio.
Oh, wow.
So we have different, multiple high schools, multiple groups, but we come together and play rec baseball or, league baseball outside of our high school districts.
Yeah, so my daughter does travel team for volleyball, and it takes a lot from the parents.
Yeah, that's one thing that's great about the Youngstown Class B League. We play at one complex in the Youngstown area. Everybody travels into there to play, and it's kind of the best of the best guys, playing baseball from 14U through 18U. We have a freshman division, sophomore, and, senior division, basically, so you have 14, 16, and 18. And, it's the best of the best playing in that organization.
Little academy going on there.
It's great because, like I said, you draw from Western Pennsylvania, Northeastern Ohio, so you have an eclectic group of guys who can really, play the game, that's for sure. Colton Schaefer with another great throw.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I mean, so you, your wife, your kids, everybody came down and see your son?
So my wife and daughter came down to watch my son again last year as well as this year. And my son and Colton Schaefer were actually lucky enough to play on the Pony 14U World Series team.
Oh, so he's been on several. Okay.
So, this whole pony organization from straight pony league up through Palomino has been nothing but a great experience for my son, as well as Colton Schaefer being on that pony league team as well.
Is this the farthest that you guys have traveled?
For us, yes, no doubt about
1,700
it.
miles,
Yeah,
man.
it's quite a distance.
How do you like this heat, the weather?
It's
How's it back home?
It's
not as hot.
No, the humidity is a lot higher at home than it is here, so it's a little bit different heat, but it's still hot. I mean, there's no way. I asked my son, who caught the opening game, how it was, and he's like, yeah, it was hot.
A lot hotter down there, obviously.
Yeah, and last year he wore some molded cleats on the field, and some of the bottoms had actually started to melt on the field. So
yeah, I don't
it's
doubt
quite an
that.
experience.
I don't doubt that at all. So anybody back home that you might think is listening, you want to give a shout out to?
I'm sure there's quite a few. I mean, there's too many to shout out, but there's a group of all the team players from the Youngstown Class B League, my son's high school team, Austintown Fitch, and we have a streaming service in the Youngstown market that streams a lot of our games.
Oh, good.
It's called YSN, or Your Sports Network, that does a tremendous job, and they follow all the Youngstown teams and stuff like that, and giving them a shout out because of what they do for our youth and that kind of stuff. So someday it'd be a great day if they could link up with you guys to bridge that gap. Across
Broadcast
the
everything.
Youngstown
Yeah,
market.
exactly. Exactly. Did you play yourself?
No. I mean, I was a football player more than I was a baseball
I
player.
hear you.
I mean, I played some first base and pitch just because I could throw hard. But I had a single parent. My mother raised us, and I got to high school, and it was time to go to work. And,
Time to get. Okay.
So I give luckily my daughter and son both played a lot. My daughter played all the way through. She had some college offers and decided to just pursue her education. Didn't really want to go. My son's lucky enough to have committed to the University of Akron to play baseball there.
Really?
Starting this fall coming up.
So, like next month.
Next month, he reports August 18th. So
Really?
yeah, it's coming quick.
Huh. Very cool. Akron. So, home of LeBron James.
Home of LeBron James, and actually he's going into the Department of Education. He wants to be a school teacher, and LeBron James donated a ton of money towards the University of Akron's education department.
That is awesome. That's awesome.
LeBron James School of Education. So
Wow. Yeah, that's a good way to get your school named after you.
Yeah, and he actually has a school called the Promise School in Akron that is donated by him and funded, primarily by his organization. So
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, great resource and group.
That's really good. Well, we just got to pop up here. The catcher's right under it, and he got him out.
Brownsville always a team that gives you a fight the whole way through. So I think we had to beat them to move on to play Puerto Rico last year. So they're quite the team to go up against.
It's really cool to talk to somebody from Ohio about South Texas teams or any other teams.
Absolutely.
Brownsville, Texas. Would you know of Brownsville, Texas otherwise?
I mean, a lot of times we, outside of the Pony League World Series where we played Chinese Taipei and we played Puerto Rico and some of the other teams. I mean, that was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but to come back last year and do it again and play those kind of teams, and then be lucky enough again this year to play, this eclectic group of, teams across the country, it's unbelievable.
So who's been your toughest opponent so far? Taiwan?
I mean, at 14U, Chinese Taipei threw a perfect game against us, and we come from a pretty good league and some pretty good players, and for them to throw a perfect game against our guys was something to be seen. And watching Taiwan yesterday and how methodical and what a great group of players.
Commitment,
they have.
talk about
us hanging for a good part of the game was fun to watch. So hopefully we'll pull this out and we'll get a chance to.
I'm sure that was tough to watch, but at the same time, it was pretty cool to see.
As a fan and as a baseball, mindset kind of guy, it was, and I've coached quite a bit, so seeing that kind of stuff is always an enjoyable thing to see. Plus, anytime you get to see youth players playing at the level these guys are playing, it's unbelievable.
And, I mean, you have to respect that. I mean, even if it's against your own, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, a kid throws a perfect
game. It's a perfect game.
Like that's for a no-hitter. You have to respect that. And again, they're an 18-year-old kid doing spectacular. Like the majority of these guys probably all have the opportunity to go play beyond where they're at right now, and who knows where that's going to end up. At 14U at the Pony World Series, the one kid from Puerto Rico that we played against was drafted this year.
Nice.
And we saw that come across our, I forget what social media said it, but, it just puts things into perspective.
Oh, yeah. The level
big
of.
out there, and there's a lot of good players out there.
Definitely. And I can imagine the respect that those Taipei players gave to their opponents after.
They bow to the umpire and to the catcher before every at bat, and it's great to see that kind of.
It's admirable. It's very admirable.
Right? And again, you battle on the field, but you go back to the hotel, and a lot of these teams are staying at the same hotel.
Yeah.
They're sitting by the pool having pizza together and drinking drinks together and that kind of stuff, and it's just fun to see. And they're switching out.
So do they interact really well?
Oh yeah, there's a great picture from last night. I'll try to post it up on Laredo's Pony site with Taiwan and our team kind of sitting by the pool sharing some pizza and stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And they're wearing some Astros hats, which that's our other team. So our first base coach. Emil Bertolini, whose son Dan Bertolini is the head coach of Youngstown State Baseball, which is a Division I baseball team in Youngstown. He always brings some merch and we kind of pass it out to some of the other teams and stuff.
International,
like
the faraway teams that you'll never see again, right?
See what the heck that hat's from, but for us, those are the great kind of experiences.
Oh yeah. That's. I mean, those experiences are going to stay with him forever.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, my son still talks about the Pony World Series and, again, pushing that forward through and just, you know, the amount of guys that we
New
got to see
pitcher
play
for Brownsville,
last
Texas,
year that are
number
still playing here
23,
this year.
Jose
You know, my son was out in the
Soto.
hallway of our hotel room last night just talking to one of the Puerto Rico guys that he was talking to last year. And there's, you know, they chat on Instagram,
Nowadays,
all
they
these
nowadays they can
platforms.
talk to them.
Right.
You know,
It's a great experience, no doubt about it. And again, we can't thank you guys enough for hosting this kind of stuff. And if you've ever been a coach or run a league or been on a board and understand what this process is, it's grand. And, you know, we can't thank you guys enough for that. From the bus drivers and all that other stuff that you guys organize is spectacular.
I'm just here to talk. These guys are the ones who do everything.
Yeah.
This guy right here, and then these guys have been here for years and years that they do this. And
you
they,
guys that hear it, I hope you fully understand how somebody 1,700 miles away really, you know, we look at this as a blessing. And,
Yeah.
You know, we're great to watch our kids fight for the opportunity to get down here, then to get down here and get treated like kings. You know, we can't thank you enough for that. It's
great. That's great. Someday, Laredo teams will be down in your neck of the woods, and
That's awesome. You know, we just, when we were playing through our zone, we had some teams from Maryland and some other, you know, teams that we're probably closer to seeing and that kind of stuff. But just getting to see the caliber of baseball, and, you know, in the Youngstown market, we don't get baseball all year round. I mean, we have a winter, our springs are late, and, you know, we don't get a lot of great weather until probably early May. So our baseball season is, you know, this big compared to most places that can play baseball year round.
yeah, we got like 363 days of sunlight that we can play golf, football, you know, outdoor basketball.
So we start usually early May or early April inside a gymnasium somewhere or inside indoor complex, and we work our way through the outdoor season and basically finish up around the same time. But, you know, for Youngstown to put the teams together and have the players to come represent down here, for us, it's, you know, it's something to see for an Ohio team to kind of push its way through.
You guys have seen pretty good heat this year, right? I mean, it hasn't been normal.
It was, yeah.
Weather.
I mean, we're hot. I think it's hot everywhere.
What is
but,
hot for you?
Last year it was 108 degrees on a day that my
Number
son
10,
and I thought it was.
Okay, that's
Miller.
hot. Yeah.
And this year, I think it was 104, 105 yesterday.
Yeah.
We'll split the hair over 3 degrees. It's hot.
Oh, okay. So I didn't think it got that hot.
Yeah, at least that's what it said on one of my
Yeah.
one
Your
of my
apps.
devices.
Yeah, I thought you were going to tell me like hot, like 89 or 90 or something. Because I've talked to people from up north that say,
Oh no, that was here. When you get into Youngstown, if we get into mid-90s, it's scorching.
no, what? Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Like back home, what is hot
Oh,
for
no,
you
no.
guys?
We get into 100, something's wrong. Somebody left their ovens open and everything else. No, we're talking, you know, mid-90s is kind of where we've reached our.
Oh no, mid 90s.
Mid-90s.
Mid-90s
Too
is-
many people out and about.
Mid 90s is fall here.
Yeah, that's
No?
that's not happening.
No.
Yeah, when it's, you know, wind chill factor of 30 below zero in Youngstown, you know, at times that'll open your eyes on the other side of the
The
spectrum.
coldest I've ever been is in Chicago at a Soldier Field.
That's
I was watching the Chicago Bears against the Dallas Cowboys back in Tony Romo days, and it was 5 degrees with -7 wind chill factor.
it wasn't too long ago. I work in healthcare, and one of our consultants is from the San Antonio area.
Oh, okay.
And he was up in Youngstown when it was -30 wind chill, and he.
How do you live in that?
It's, you know,
You can't be outside
it is not
that long,
a
can you?
normal occurrence. It is a rare occurrence that you get to it that bad. But I got to, you know, he would always tell me how hot it was in San Antonio, and I got to tell him, well, now you see what it's the other side of the world is like when it's.
Wow.
When it's like that. And of course, that was a very extraordinary day. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, normally we're, you know, we can get to the 0 temperatures and that kind of stuff in the
Yeah.
normal winter. But you get wind chill added into that, and it's, you know, it's like the heat index and all that stuff.
I don't think it froze here this
Number
winter.
30,
That's
Eric.
yeah, that's great.
That's
That's
crazy.
Great. It's like I said, we can get 30 degrees in early Aprils and stuff like that. So
I don't know if you kept track, but a couple of years ago it froze and everything shut
I
down.
remember the grid went down.
Grid went down, everything was-
quite an experience for you guys down here.
Oh yeah, no, it freezes here, and people people were stuck in their homes, no electricity.
Right. I hope
Heat.
I hope you guys never have to go through that
No,
process ever again. That's for sure.
Yeah. It amazes me how, I'm sure you see it. Oh, it's a home run. 3-run home run just right off of left field.
You may have to mute my mic here real quick.
A
Yeah.
3-run home run for Youngstown, Ohio's number 30, Eric Sundgren.
So Eric Sundgren hit a 3-run home run off of left field with 2 outs. Wow. Scores 7-4 now. That gave him a little bit of a buffer there that we, take him into the later innings.
Yeah, this is definitely a different team that we brought down last year. Last year we had a lot of big hitters, and I think we had a grand slam and a couple other hits. And I was talking to one of the umpire gentlemen, and we talked about a home run that was hit last year that I'm not sure hasn't even landed yet. But yeah, I mean,
Still in the air.
this is a team that they're a pretty good hitting team and streaky power, but they're guys that will definitely put the ball in play. Most of these guys are all committed to a Division I college to go play
Really?
baseball, from Auburn to Notre Dame to other school, Tennessee Tech's, a bunch of different schools. So pretty good group of guys.
Very
Pretty
cool.
good. And I guess that's the biggest part. Really great group of young men. So that's the big thing.
That's awesome. I mean, Division I is no joke. I mean,
Right.
It doesn't matter how big or small the school is. I mean, it's
Right, and just given the opportunity to play at that higher level is always, first of all, it's education. So they're getting the chance to do
Great
get their
education.
education and,
mention
and,
some of the the best schools in the country.
and
Notre Dame.
to be part of this organization with Coach Pletcher as the manager of this team, and Billy McCartney and Emil Bertolini, a couple other coaches that aren't here, Rick Havrilla, and just great group of coaches. They expect their players to be a certain way, and they teach the game the way it's meant to be taught.
Yeah.
And they expect them to play it that way. They leave them be. They're 18 now. These guys pretty much know how to play baseball. They give them the nudge that they need when they need it, and it's great to play for an organization that allows you to be the player, holds you accountable when you need to be held accountable, but also just kind of tweaks it when it just needs to be tweaked. And it's the organization where kids kind of look at to try to aspire to play as part of, just because of opportunities like this.
Yeah.
To be able to come down 1,700 miles away and play these kind of teams. And
They'll be freshmen next year, and they'll be seasoned.
yeah, and just the
travel
bonding,
team.
that you do. And this is very similar. I guess when we arrived in San Antonio, my wife and I went our own separate. We got our car and headed on down. These guys waited in their bus for Taiwan to arrive, and they rode down to from San Antonio to Laredo with
Together?
Taiwan
Together, wow.
And with them speaking a completely foreign language, and,
Yeah.
but by the end of the ride, they're using Google Translate to kind of communicate back and forth, and some good pictures of those guys just.
That's awesome. I mean,
interacting and stuff.
that's got to give you chills,
Now pitching for Youngstown, Ohio, number 25, David Kessler.
Because of baseball.
Yeah.
It is really something, and again, because of this organization that we play with and the Pony organization allowing this kind of stuff to happen, and the staff here doing everything that they do to make sure it continues is
It diversifies their vision of life. I mean, it's so different.
absolutely, and we hope that your Laredo group understands from an outside perspective how much it means to us as parents and coaches and players. It's something that we look forward to every year, trying to qualify, not just because you're qualifying to play better baseball at a distant location, but also to be part of this. Of
Yeah.
what's going on down here.
No, I mean, anybody that's involved in anything like this, the whole traveling thing, they do it every year, year in, year out.
It's flawless. It's spot on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Leading
just,
off for Brownsville,
the idea of
number
how you guys
17,
bus in and out and
Vigo
move kids around,
Lopez.
and there's never an issue of any of that kind of stuff. It's just, it's definitely kudos to you guys for a
Thank you.
job well done.
Thank you. Definitely keeps kids busy.
Yeah,
You know,
but it still
keeps them out of
allows them to explore the area a little bit too. I mean, they got some time off in between, and right behind the hotel that we're staying in is the outlets, and the guys walk down to the outlets, and so it allows them to kind of still be part of the process.
So what do you guys think when you're down at the outlets and you look across and you see Mexico's so close.
Yeah, it's really the first time we were here and we looked down the Rio Grande River's running behind, and
The
Mexico's
Rio
running-
Grande.
yeah,
The Rio.
it's it's funny. Like I said, I have a business partner in San Antonio, and I says, well, maybe we can meet up. I'll drive an hour and a half, and you drive an hour and a half. And he goes, no, man. He goes, there's really not too much between
Number
that stretch.
69.
And driving
David
out, I fully
Benitez.
understood what he was talking about. And then all of a sudden, you arrive into Laredo, and it's it's out of nothing into
There's nothing but mesquite. There's nothing but mesquites between San Antonio and Laredo, and
But again, that's
great people.
That's
Great
part
Texas people.
Yeah, it's just part of the process of these guys getting a chance to see. There's more than what's in Ohio and Pennsylvania and areas that they, whether they travel down to Ripken or some of the other areas to play baseball. It's, and a lot of these guys have traveled for travel, but this is more like that college type thing. You're traveling as a group with your coach, and you're riding buses to places and stuff. So, kind of gives you that same feeling that a lot of these guys have experience.
Yeah, no, that's great. Well, I appreciate you joining us, and you guys have a safe, an awesome trip here. When do you go back?
We leave. What is it? This finishes up. Trying to think. Monday we fly out. Monday, I think, or Tuesday, I think we fly
out of San Antonio.
San Antonio. Yep. So
very cool and very welcome back. Hopefully,
Thank you.
I don't know if you have any more children that are coming up in your system. This is your last trip. Hopefully, it won't be your last trip to Laredo. Maybe you'll come down for something else.
I would be happy to do that.
Saying you have a business partner in San Antonio and South Texas is.
Yeah, I'll be. I travel quite frequently to San Antonio area.
Good.
So yeah,
Very good.
That's definitely something that could be possible. That's for sure.
Well, it's very nice having you. Very nice meeting you.
So much.
Thank you for coming and thank you for supporting your son. Oh, they caught a runner on first, the second, and the tag is out. He's out. Wow, this is a very interesting game. You guys enjoy it. And,
thank you, sir.
Say thank you to your wife and everything for us.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'm back here. Thank you. Oh, lost connection here. To Mark Roth for joining us. I believe we've got good sound coming in. I got my headphones working nicely, and I want to thank Mark Roth again for joining us from Youngstown, Ohio. We've got Zach Erb has been replaced on the mound with David Kessler, number 25, now pitching. Zach Erb has moved out to left field. Noah Villarreal, number 15, batting for Brownsville, Texas. So we've got a little busy here in the press box, and Noah Villarreal shot to shortstop, throw to first base, and that ends the inning. And Youngstown, Ohio continues to lead Brownsville 7-4, coming to the top of the seventh. Tyler Armstrong's going to be our first batter. Jay Soto will be on the mound for Brownsville as we get ready for the final frame. Youngstown, Ohio leading 7-4 over Brownsville, Texas. We'll be right back after a brief message for our sponsors.
Todd Armstrong.
So Todd Armstrong at the plate for Youngstown, left-handed batter, number 22, facing number 23, Jay Soto. As Youngstown, Ohio, continues to lead Brownsville 7-4 in the top of the 7th. Youngstown hoping to add to its lead to get itself off to onto the next frame, the next game. Brownsville looking to stay alive. Swing and a miss. Ty Armstrong. And so we've got a ball for a walk with Ty Armstrong moving to first. No outs. Top of the 7th with the
number 22, Colton Schaefer.
Colton Schaefer, the catcher, who was marked as Mark Bunch earlier by our friends over at Game Changer.
Hey, you saw how this game turned around very quickly.
Absolutely, sure did. It turned around.
Had a brand new
quick.
game. It's tied 4-4, and then all of a sudden, kid comes in and hits a home run.
That's right. Got a 1-1 count here to Colton Schaefer. Still showing on my screen as M Bunch, but we will continue to work on those things with our good friend from Game Changer, Game Stream, live and streaming that remotely to us from the other side of the world for the press box. And a long shot.
Long shot left
Colton
field.
Schaefer, and that
That's
goes
gone.
over the fence for a 2-run dinger
Youngstown, Ohio,
by
2-run
Carlton
home run
Schaefer,
for number
the
22,
catcher.
Colton Schaefer.
Colton
Yeah.
Schaefer, the catcher, just knocking that thing all the way into the building next door. That one had some wings on it as it got out of the field quickly. Colton Schaefer.
Yeah, and talking to the gentleman that was talking on behalf of the baseball team, apparently the Astros uniform that they have, it looks very similar to like the Houston Astros uniform.
Right.
But that is the name of their organization up in Youngstown, Ohio, the Astros.
The Astros. Oh, fantastic. And that's why they have that Astros looking like uniform. Mark Roth sharing that information with us. Mark did a great job. Dee Weeson and Kelly 219. Giving a big shout out to Mark for his great work here at the press box. Interviewing here with Rick Laudel, our board member for Parks and Recreation. Sitting in next to me now, Chuy Olivares, former city manager, Border Olympics director extraordinaire, back at the desk here with me as we get settled
Fisher,
in here.
nice
Another
hit.
shot over to left field, but this one,
Yeah.
Vigo Lopez making the catch.
It was great that Mr. Laredo was able to come in. Now he's an individual that sits on the Parks board,
Marcelo.
and most of the time the work that they do is basically what the Parks director brings to them, certain items for them to advise on and recommend. But it's good for them, for Mr. Laredo to come out here and see for firsthand. Not just get a report, but see it firsthand as to what
Absolutely.
the benefits of this program is all about.
Absolutely. A. Marcelo taking a one pitch strike and then hitting a foul ball. So 0-2 behind on the count. One out. Oh, and that one had some movement on it.
The slider.
Sends Mr. Marcelo back to the dugout, disappointed at the fact that he couldn't stick his stick out to that one and hit it out of the park, but that curveball had some motion on it. And A. Marcelo standing there with his
Number 4, Clay.
baseball bat waiting for the right move, and it didn't happen. So that left-handed pitcher, Jay Soto, who's on the mound for Brownsville, if we are correct, is got some movement in that pitch of his when he's throwing that breaking ball. Joe Roth at the plate for Youngstown takes a strike one. 1-1 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Again, according to my game changer screen, a little pop hit, a little dinger with a drop right in between second base and right center field.
Number 12, Ty.
Joe Roth is now on base. And we've got Ty Kammerer at the plate, number 12. Takes strike one from Jay Soto. Joe Roth is over on, I'm going to think it's Joe Roth. Again, trying to work through game changer. 99. Whoa, it's 99 degrees out here. Partly cloudy, but the heat index has us over 100 easily. Ty Kammerer at the plate.
You know, Councilmember, anytime it dips under 100 degrees here in Laredo, it's a serious cold front.
That is correct. We get a weather advisory. Bring out your jackets and your sweaters. It's under 100. Now, let's see if I understand this correctly, if I've got the right numbers. First baseman is now Clay Wiesen. Long shot into center field, and the center fielder, Saul Soto, getting that to retire to the side. But it is now 9-4. Youngstown, Ohio, leading Brownsville, Texas. And the scoreboard has been all over the map today. We've not been able to get a reading from the scoreboard. It's a good thing there's not a jumbotron. No telling what would show up on there. There's a reason why they call it game changer. They're always changing the game on us here. Oh my, we're having a great time here. Bob Euchre of South Texas here on the microphone, with you.
Yeah, this is final bat for Brownsville.
For Brownsville.
And
well, you know, they
you
could,
never know.
You never know. They could use a couple of Elon Musk rockets
Yeah.
to get that ball out of the park here.
We've seen Youngstown play some great games here at the series. And we were talking about how Ohio is no stranger to baseball.
That's right.
They really are dedicated. They have a lot of parents that support these kids, and they have a lot of volunteers and coaches that dedicate their time. Great program in Ohio.
That they do. They've got a great program, and they've brought down a really good team. They were
for Brownsville, number 23, Jose Soto.
They were co-champions with Puerto Rico a year ago with the game rained out. Oddity in Laredo, Texas. We haven't had much rain lately. Say Soto is at the plate. Ball goes right over his head. D. Kessler, the pitcher for Youngstown, Ohio. Colton Schaefer, the catcher. Game changer has got that right now. Little high. Ball 2. There you go. Strike 1. David Kessler on the mound for Youngstown, trying to close the door on Brownsville. Winner of this game will advance, and the loser will exit the tournament. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 the count. 0-0 outs. Nobody on. Bottom of the 7th. Strike 3. Kessler gets Soto at the plate.
Number 6, Rudy Gonzalez.
Rudy Gonzalez coming to the plate for Youngstown, Ohio. David Kessler. Strike 1. First pitch to Rudy Gonzalez. Again, Youngstown's leading 9-4 here in bottom of the 7th. David Kessler trying to keep them from moving forward. Shut the door down on Brownsville. Foul ball. Rudy Gonzalez down the third base line. Thank you, Danny. Chuo Olivares, former city manager, Monterrey Ram extraordinaire, legend in the Eagle Pass parts. Strike 3. Get some swinging. Rudy Gonzalez out number 2. Youngstown, Ohio, 1 to go here. Close out the
Number 2,
inning
Juan Rivera.
and take the game. Juan Rivera at the plate.
For our listeners out there, Brownsville is also a border town. They have very similar operations like the city of Laredo does. They have international bridges. They have a great economy down there. They have the coastal beaches and so forth. So
That they
a lot
do.
of things to do down there in Brownsville. And we certainly want to thank all the parents and coaches and that have come down to Laredo supporting the Brownsville team.
Mm-hmm.
Again, very well disciplined kids. Great program down in the valley, and this is what we did. We joined them to be a part of Pony, as Pony was existing in the valley before they existed here in Laredo. So we're very glad that we're able to take us in.
Absolutely. Thank you for adopting us out there in the Rio Grande Valley. Juan Rivera at the plate. High foul ball out over the third baseline. David Kessler trying to keep the door closed here on Brownsville, who was trailing Youngstown, Ohio, 9-4. And I've got a 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Juan Rivera at the plate. Inside, gets him, and that is the game. Youngstown, Ohio
struck out all 3 batters.
Took
to
out
end
all
the
3
game.
batters in the final frame.
Youngstown, Ohio 9, Brownsville, Texas 4.
So-
Youngstown moves on to play Taiwan tonight at 8 p.m. in the divisional finals.
That's going to be a good game.
So Youngstown is going to be facing Taiwan tonight. I know that City of Laredo is playing next, and I don't know who they've got as an opponent just yet. I think it was the winner of the earlier game, which was Nogales, Sonora, Mexico. And we're still on here watching the players exchange high fives, congratulatory high fives to Youngstown, and conciliatory for Brownsville, Texas, who loses to Youngstown 9-4. Congratulations to the folks over from Brownsville. Phenomenal team making it this far into the tournament. Getting bested by Youngstown, Ohio. We want to thank all of the players, all the family members, coaches, supporters who are watching online for Brownsville. Thank them for being part of the broadcast today and joining us. Youngstown, Ohio, congratulations on your win. Thank you to Mark Roth for joining us in the booth. Great ambassador for the city of Youngstown, Ohio. Spoke well for his city and did a great job of educating us on the quality of baseball that is in Youngstown, Ohio. And we will be back at 5 o'clock with the next game, Laredo versus Nogales, Sonora, Mexico. Thank you.